Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. Russian warplanes repeatedly and dangerously harassed a British Royal Air Force RAF reconnaissance aircraft over international airspace in the Black Sea last month, according to Britain's Ministry of Defense. This incident, described as the most dangerous involving an RAF rivet joint aircraft since 2022, saw a Russian Su-35 jet fly close enough to trigger the British plane's emergency systems and disable its autopilot. Additionally, another Russian Su-27 performed 6 passes within 20 feet of the reconnaissance jet's nose. In response, Britain delivered a diplomatic protest, a démarche, to the Russian embassy, condemning the dangerous and unacceptable behavior, and warning of serious risks of accidents and potential escalation. The UK affirmed its unwavering commitment to defending NATO and its allies. This news comes from UPI. A vehicle fire and explosion occurred on May 19th in Manhattan, New York, causing panic near the iconic Charging Bull statue on Wall Street. The incident involved a car belonging to the New York Metropolitan Transportation Authority, MTA, which quickly became engulfed in flames and exploded, creating a massive fireball and thick black smoke that billowed into the sky. Bystanders were seen screaming and frantically fleeing the area. The New York City Fire Department, FDNY, reported that emergency services responded to the car fire around 5:42 p.m. at the intersection of Broadway and Stone Street, just 1 block from the famous Wall Street landmark. Due to the incident happening during peak evening traffic, firefighters took nearly 90 minutes to bring the blaze under control. Fortunately, no injuries were reported and the cause of the fire remains under investigation. Source: Liberty Times. NHK reports that Iranian media indicates Iran is currently reviewing a new document from the United States as part of negotiations aimed at ending the conflict between the two nations. On May 20, Iran's acting President Pezeshkian met with Pakistani Interior Minister Naqvi in Tehran. This was Naqvi's second visit to Tehran in 10 days, during which he emphasized the importance of dialogue. Tasnim News Agency, which is affiliated with Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, quoted sources on the same day stating that Pakistan had handed over a new U.S. document to Iran, and the Iranian side is now discussing its contents. U.S. President Trump, speaking to reporters on May 20 at Joint Base Andrews near Washington, said, "The Iran issue is in its final stages. Either we reach an agreement or the U.S. will take some actions that they will not be happy about. I hope it won't be the latter." Trump further implied that if a proper response is not received, the situation could escalate rapidly, stating, "We are ready." This suggests an increased U.S. pressure on Iran, hinting at the potential resumption of military action depending on Iran's reply. An Air France flight destined for Detroit was diverted to Montreal, Canada, on Wednesday, according to NBC News. The diversion occurred after a passenger from Congo boarded the plane in error during an ongoing Ebola outbreak in Central Africa. U.S. Customs and Border Protection stated they took decisive action by preventing the flight from landing at Detroit Metropolitan Wayne County Airport due to existing entry restrictions related to the Ebola virus. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recently announced a 30-day restriction on entry for non-U.S. passport holders who have been in Congo, South Sudan, or Uganda in the past 3 weeks. Furthermore, new Department of Homeland Security regulations, effective Thursday, will mandate that all flights with passengers who have recently visited these countries land solely at Washington Dance's International Airport for enhanced public health screenings. The World Health Organization reports over 139 suspected deaths and more than 600 suspected cases in the current Ebola outbreak, primarily in Congo. A vaccine for the specific Bundibugyo strain is still months away from human trials with no guarantee of effectiveness. NPR reports that 10 liberal U.S. mayors, including those from Chicago and Cincinnati, have joined the European-founded Pact of Free Cities. This alliance aims to defend democracy and progressive values while fighting against right-wing populists and authoritarianism, mirroring previous efforts by figures like Donald Trump and former Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban to build international conservative ties. At a recent meeting in Bratislava, Slovakia, Budapest Mayor Gergely Karasiny shared insights on how Hungarian voters defeated Orban, highlighting how a pride parade framed as a free speech issue exposed the autocratic leader's political weakness. U.S. mayors also discussed challenges like federal funding cuts from hostile national governments, with Cincinnati Mayor Aftab Pureval criticizing the Trump administration's actions. The White House dismissed the mayor's initiative as Trump derangement syndrome publicity, while CPAC Chairman Matt Schlapp acknowledged the usefulness of such organizational efforts for building grassroots support. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.